welcome back to Leeds Lately. Before we get into this one where we've just won 3-0 against Sheffield Wednesday, make sure you go ahead and hit that big red button down below. But, of course, Leeds beating Sheffield Wednesday 3-0 means our goal difference goes up by +3 and our points go up by +3. And we are now back top of the table for another championship weekend. Very good performance against a solid, decent display from Sheffield Wednesday. We'll do what we usually do, and we'll talk about Wednesday first, or the opposition first, because it's not always Wednesday we're playing. But they were decent. They defended well for a lot of the game. They attacked well. They created opportunities. They created space. But our defence was really, really on it today. Particularly Ampadu had a really solid performance at centre-back. I also thought Byram defensively was really, really good as the kind of two standouts from this game. As well as that, from the defenders, I also thought that Bogle was excellent. I am astonished sometimes by his ability to dribble and his ability to go past players. Oh, yeah. I didn't update the score because it was right at the end. There we go. Sorry, it's 3-0, not 2-0. But yeah, look, great performance by Bogle. I thought the way he goes past people, the way he dribbles forward, him and Dan James in that first half were dangerous, really opening up space. It's a shame that we didn't score more, but obviously the early goal was a through ball for Aronson. Their goalkeeper made a bit of a mistake. Instead of pushing it out wide like he should have done, he pushed it back into the path of Solomon, who had an open goal. So good finish by him, 1-0 up, and you think, right, okay, let's run away with this now. But it's not the case because, like I said, Sheffield Wednesday played a good game. They were solid. They kept us out for ages and ages. But when we made those subs in the second half, we really just started to come into our own then, and that's when we brought on Ramazani and Nonto. And it changed the game a little bit. One thing I was frustrated with today, before we move on to that, to the other goals, is I thought Aronson was okay, but there was just so many times where me and a lot of the other people who were watching the live stream were getting very frustrated by his decision making in the final third. His counter-attacking is when Leeds are on the break. They're charging up the pitch towards the opposition goal and he doesn't pass the ball and he gets tackled. It's so frustrating to watch because all he needed to do in multiple of those occasions was to play the ball to Dan James or play the ball to Solomon or whoever else was up there with him, and he didn't do it and he just got tackled, and it's really frustrating to watch because we could have potentially had a couple more goals earlier in this game before we did, but eventually Ramazani, Nonto come on, make a little bit of a change. Joseph comes on up top as well, and Ramazani receives the ball on the edge of the box. He twists this way, he twists that. You think the opportunity's gone, but he just whips it into the bottom corner with his left foot from the edge. Really, really good finish. He's given Daniel Farke something to think about now with his selection. Obviously, Solomon scored his goal, and the thing is, you want to give him credit, but also anyone would have scored that goal from that position because it just popped up to him for an open goal. Other than that, yeah, he dribbled past a couple of players, but Ramazani, I think, had more of an impact in the short time that he was on the game in the game than what Solomon had in that whole amount of 70-odd minutes that he was in the game. So it's something to think about. I would prefer to start Ramazani. I think Dan James and Bogle worked really well down the right-hand side. Ramazani on the left. Nonto obviously brings something to the table as well. I think we were good from front to back, really. I think whilst, yeah, they did have periods of being in the ascendancy in the game and creating chances and stuff, we never really looked horrendously troubled. I think defensively really good. Midfield, again, Rothwell and Tanaka were both really good, and when Gilavogi came on, he made a few good interceptions as well and a few good passes. And I also think that when who else came on? Tanaka was in midfield and Gilavogi came on. They made it a midfield 3 because Aronson also was taken off at that point due to an injury, so I hope that's not too serious. But Gruev was the other one. Gruev, and he had a couple of free kicks and corners where the delivery and the shooting was a little bit better than what we'd experienced throughout the rest of the game. So look, we've got depth. We've got a very, very good squad. And I'm happy with the way that we played in this game. We've won 3-0. Perhaps maybe flattered us a little bit, but the goal at the end again was fantastic. Ball comes in off a corner. Now, I haven't changed the corner count there because it touched like 3 people before it went in, so I don't think it counts as scoring off a corner. The corner came into the box, headed by Matteo Joseph, back to Ramazani on the edge, who had a first-time volley. It went towards the bottom corner, but Tanaka, with a little bit of like a cross-legged flick into the bottom corner, like whilst it was coming at him at speed, was a really, really good reaction to the situation and put us 3-0 up and in dreamland, basically. Top of the league, 32 goal difference, I think, or 31 goal difference, with the closest behind us being Sheffield United, obviously on 21 goal difference. So, look, we're in a really good position now, and this game's put us in a really good position. If we'd have won that whole City game as well, we would have been plain sailing. But look, it never is in the Championship, but as far as it could be, we would have been in a really, really good position. So it's frustrating that we didn't do that. But in today's game, I thought we were really good. Let's talk about Meslier a little bit, because obviously people were complaining that he was starting. He flapped at a cross in the first half. He completely missed it. And then there was a cross in the second half. I think it might have been another corner, actually, where I think it was Valentin or Valerie, one of them two, headed it on at the front post, and Meslier was like nowhere to be seen. They didn't result in goals, and he was solid other than that. The rest of his game, I thought he was pretty good. So, look, I don't think there's too much to be worried about with him at the moment. Let's move on to the next game, and hopefully we can do well in that game as well. What also became apparent to me as well was that obviously there's been some more rumours of Emi Buendia being, or Unai Emery being open to Emi Buendia going out on loan. The thing is, I'm sure there'll be a lot of Premier League takers, but if we can get him, it would be fantastic, because when Aronson does have a little bit of an off game like he did today, maybe, it gives you somebody else who can properly come on and do that number 10 role, or vice versa, start Buendia and have Aronson come on off the bench. And also from set pieces, like Gruev came on and improved our set piece taking. But before that, our set piece taking was really poor in this game. And so Buendia is someone who I certainly think can provide that kind of set piece quality. And then maybe if we can get a striker as well, that would help us. A striker who's maybe a little bit bigger, a bigger frame, somebody who's going to get on the end of things and head things in, maybe gives you a little bit of a different element where perhaps we've not had that choice before, so we've not been able to do that. So, yeah, look, there's many positives to take from this game, many, many positives, but I'm happy with the 3-0. Of course I am. We're back top of the table, and yeah, let's move on to the next one. Thanks for watching Leeds Lately, and I'll see you next time.